So yeah, the thing about Mordenkainen's is it's full of great lore. You've got the Blood War. You've got a whole section here that goes into the details about the entire history of the Blood War, this raging battle that's going on between the demons and the devils. It's got lots of great stats for real well-known demons and devils, and here you can kind of read about them as well through the reference manual. And it's funny because it has a different idea of if you were to actually have a conversation, an ongoing conversation with the devil, for instance, the devil would probably tell you that he basically thinks that the devils are protecting the rest of the multiverse from incursions of the chaotic demons, exploding throughout the land. So thank a demon thank a devil when you see one next. Say thank you for all that you've done on protecting us with your contributions to the Blood War. So you got the Blood War. You've got a whole section on elves that covers the basically the split between the surface elves and the dark elves, and so lots of really pretty cool stuff there. You have the dwarves and the duergar, which are similarly kind of covered that ancient battle. And then you have the Gith and the githyanki. And then you also have their history, their shared history as slaves to the mind flayers. And so to me, I think that's always really, really pretty cool. I would love, if I was going to DM a game and have, like a battle with a bunch of either githyanki or githserai or whatever that are, wailing on the party member, and maybe have it be almost overwhelming where the party feels like they're going to get killed, and then have some mind flayers pop up somewhere in the background, and then they just immediately stop fighting you, and then they, look you in the eye with a steely gaze. They don't even disengage. They just kind of look at you and just say, I'll spare you today. And then they just leave. And they let you, if you want to take a swing at them, take a swing at them. It'd be a bad idea, by the way. But, basically just not use mechanics to disengage from combat, but just simply leave and just say, I've got bigger fish to fry. I'm going to go deal with these people. And for now, you can go about your business and escape if you're lucky.
Until you get to that point in the pecking order to where everybody else stronger than you is dead, and then I'll see you again. That's pretty much
exactly. So yeah, it covers them, and I guess it's the revered queen is the Lich Queen, which is a great thing to be if you're going to be fighting mind flayers. Be a big, wonderfully, powerfully wicked undead. Yeah, good luck with all that mind control.
What I like about chapters 2, 3, and 4 are all the tables that have been put into Mordenkainen's.
Yeah,
all of the generation and stuff like that. That's the stuff that
that's
I really
great.
like.
So yeah, looking here, for instance, we've got and we also have a really cool thing with demonic boons. So let's cover those a little bit too. So demonic boons, depending on who you follow, you see if you follow Bahamut, then you've got ability score bonuses, and you've got some other special abilities here. Demogorgon, Grast, Jubilix, all that sort of stuff. So what we have is, I think it's on the next one. All right, so here's a demonic boon template. So this is a kitchen sink of all demonic boons that are mentioned in the module. And you'll see here under the traits, you've got them all here. So what you could do, if you go to the other tab, it tells you how to use it. Excuse me. So basically what you want to do is you want to make a copy of this record into your NPC section. So I can go down to NPCs, and let's just maybe put it under new, for instance. Drag it over there. Now I've got my copy. I can now unlock my copy, and you can basically drag any of these over, copy and paste directly from here to make your own version, add it to any other NPC. So if you have another NPC that you want to be, have the demonic boon of Zuktmoy, I think that's how you pronounce it, Zuktmoy, that's how I say it, like you're sneezing almost. If you want to have the Spore Kist ability, you would just basically copy that over. So they're all like preloaded in just to make it easy for you to reuse them. And so that's kind of a somewhat unique feature of the Fantasy Grounds version. Also, we have under, let's see, the demonic customization tables. So there's a lot of tables, like a lot of the Dungeons and Dragons products. There's all kinds of tables. Here's a bunch of like personality traits. Here's ideals, bonds, flaws, unusual features that they might have. And then whenever possible, we try to look for options to make a template. And a template basically just queries a bunch of those things and gives you an output where you can just click a button and you get, this one's personality. It's got a blimp body, but if I make a second one, then this one has an extra arm, for instance. And so it just makes rolling on those tables real easy. And you can use these same tables in all of your other templates. So you can make your own templates, customize them, mix them in with stuff from the Dungeon Master's Guide or Volo's Guide or whatever, and you can come up with some really pretty cool, interesting stuff. I know there's some adventure story hook generators and some other stuff like that you could then modify and have it use some of these tables as well.
It saves so much time. You don't have to open up all the tables. It'll roll from 5 or 10 tables with one click of a button and put it to a story tab or story journal for you, and it's already done.
Exactly. Here's another one where there's a fiendish cults, and so it'll tell you the cult. If you're going to make your own custom cult, then here their goal is the death of a hated enemy or rival, and then these are the resources they have, the organization, hardships, that sort of stuff. If you look under, like, let's say elves, towards the bottom. Oh, we also have new elf sub races. If you're making characters, if you drag a race over, it'll give you extra sub race options available. This one we don't have a template for. It doesn't look like, but it does have lots of tables that you can use when you make your own templates. What's a drow house? What's their specialty? That sort of stuff. And then let's see, dwarves and duergar. I think there's a raiding party. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple of different sets here. There's dwarves on the move. If you're like traveling in a bunch of caverns and caves, you've got a template here that basically gives you an encounter that you can do. It tells who their leader is, their allies. What's the reason? This is a merchant caravan who's being pursued by a foe. It's led by a dwarf knight and a dwarf mage. And then here's their rest of the dwarf composition. You can generate a random encounter with a bunch of dwarves, basically. If your party decides that they want to fight the dwarves for any reason. Let's see. So then we have that one. We have dwarves in a clan. You can generate your template with a dwarf clan. We've got duergar raiding parties, same sort of stuff. So here it's got a group with an encounter as well that has all the different duergar that might be there with their pet steeder. And yeah, lots and lots of stuff. Gith, same deal. You got Gith raiding parties, so you could have that classic battle. So that would be really cool with the battle royale. You have Gith versus githserai. We'll have to try that.
That would be interesting.
Maybe next week. Let's see. Oh, and then here you've got halflings and gnomes. The age-old bitter enemies of halflings versus gnomes. They've been holding it in, and they look peaceful, but there's this like simmering resentment that's been building up over time, and eventually it's just going to break out into all-out war between the gnomes and the halflings to decide who's the cuddliest, cutest, race within the D&D realm.
And who can bake the best pie?
Yeah,
and who can make the best contraption?
Who's the best fisherman? Halflings versus gnomes. They're ready to draw blood to figure that one out.
That's a miniature battle too, right there.
Yeah, that should be great. Let's see. Keep an eye on questions here. See if there's any questions. Yeah, so lots and lots of stuff. Then there's a bestiary. The bestiary, we have it set up where you can kind of flip through. Read the book here. Again, you've got great images that you can pop out any of the images and share them. The old bone claw, I remember that back in the day, back in 3.5, I think skirmisher batters. I've got the big tall miniature of this guy. He was pretty nasty. He was like a large size creature, if I'm not mistaken. Dun, dun, dun. A cadaver collector.
All the creatures are, drag and drop. You can drag and drop them to the monster parcels or encounter parcels or into the combat trackers.
That's right. So that's the reference manual. Then you also have, as mentioned, so the NPC, you get it in alphabetical index, challenge rating index, or class index. So challenge rating, just to kind of give you a quick glance, I'll just kind of scroll through here if you can see. So we've got CR 0, quarter, all the way up. And it's got the GIF, so yay for Spelljammer races. There we go.
Another great thing is it adds all of the content when you have this module activated. It adds everything into the sidebar button over on the right hand side where your NPCs are, and then you can refer back to whatever source it comes from. So,
that's right.
You can. Oh, go ahead, Doug.
Yeah. So to basically show you that, if I just said, okay, show me all CR, I don't know what 14, for instance, you'll see here's a bunch of stuff, and there's some from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes mixed in with the Tome of Beast and the Monster Manual and Volo's Guide and everything else. So, and you can say, okay, now I only want to get an aberration, for instance, and you can just kind of customize which options you want. All aberrations, for instance. And then if you only want to see stuff from a specific book, you could just say, okay, show me only the aberrations from Mordenkainen's by clicking on the link there. And now you see it's got a bunch of little dudes here. The Star Spawn Mangler.
Yeah, there's so many cool ways to search for NPCs. And now that, 5e's been out for 4+ years now, there's a whole multitude of creatures, and with the way that the sidebar buttons are set up, it makes finding that monster that you want so easy. You can do it by source, you can do it by CR, you can use the search box down below and type in the name whenever you want. It makes it really easy to find something.
Yeah, and then you've got the highest level monsters. It looks like we've got Orcus and Demogorgon are coming in as CR 26, and Zerial. I'm not actually familiar with Zerial. Are you familiar with? It's a fiendish devil.
Orcus is probably one of my favorite.
This dude's pretty wicked then. Yeah, I'm not familiar. Yeah, Orcus is great. He's got his wand and everything. So yeah, Orcus is cool. Let's see what sort of special stuff Orcus has. If I just dropped him into the combat tracker, let's see. Old Orcus.
He'll probably fill up the entire combat tracker with all of his actions and stuff.
Yeah, let's see if I can switch over to this one.
I like that new piece of art for Orcus too. I was noticing. I did like that too. The art.
Yeah, he's got his
lots of good art. The art in 5e is really nice.
Wand of Orcus attack. Wait, that's pretty good damage. Plus 2d12. It's not bad. Plus his tail. Plus he's got multi-attack. And then he's got all kinds of spells and other special abilities. Actually, not too bad. He's not too terribly bad. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see what Zerial would look like.
As you're just scrolling down through the combat tracker on one creature, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some of the like dedicated spellcasters have a ton of, like this one here. This is Zerial. So Zerial's got lots of spells: Blade Barrier, Wall of Fire, Finger of Death. Lots of fun things you can use as a dungeon master. So yeah,
and it's all parsed out. I mean, all of the effects are there, the conditions, the attacks, the damage, everything's drag and drop. You don't have to worry about programming any of that stuff. It's already done for
38 points of damage. That would be pretty nice. Pretty good. So so yeah, let's see, what else do we have to show? Let's go back to my main screen. All right. Other than that, what do we have? So we have a tiny bit of magic items. So we have basically the silver swords from the githyanki. Like I said, tables, just 1 feet. Sverfneblin magic. Say that 5 times fast.
Smithneblin. Well, don't forget, most of the 5e Wizards of the Coast content is all broken up between DMs and players too. So
you're right.
The reference manuals reflect that as well.
Yeah, so you could share out just the player version. And so here's the player version. It basically just kind of goes through the sub races that they can look out, read about the various patrons that they can have if they're going to play a tiefling. They've got the duergar characters, the gith characters, and so they can kind of look at a lot of this stuff and build characters with it without giving them access to everything else. So that way you can reveal to them whatever details you want of the blood war or whatever component that you want to use in your game. So it's basically just a resource to kind of expand your own campaigns, for the most part. There is, I will go back up, I say that, but there's like the Adventure League this one, if you're going to run something, you want to utilize some of the cool new stuff from the book. This is definitely the way to go. The nice thing here is that in addition to having basically the map and all that kind of stuff, you know, here where you can run the encounter directly from here, you also have the pre-generated characters. And so I'm going to take a little bit of time to show you some of these. So this guy, for instance, he's a I think it's a githserai wizard. Let's add him in. So if you click that little button, go to pre-gens and click it, it'll add it into here, and then you just need to assign a portrait to it. And in fact, I think I'm going to go back and make an update that'll pick up automatically, that'll have a couple portraits from the book to add to your existing collection if you don't have those. But the nice thing is here it's got all the stats are all pre-filled. If you go into the skills, they're all preset, obviously. Any abilities are all linked in. So here you can read about his githyanki psionics. So this is only $3.99. You get, I mean, really just those pre-gens alone are worth it, in my opinion. In addition to the adventure with the map, that's just a steal for all of that. But then you've got inventory. You got all of his inventories all filled out, completely ready to go. You just basically hand these out, let people pick which one they want to go, and then you're all set. And then here you've got all of their special abilities. So it has all of their spells already pre-linked too. So here it's got however many spell slots they have, and then you just, very first thing you do is once a player selects this character, switch it into preparation mode and tell them to memorize which spells they want. So, you know, they get 4 first level, then you say, okay, they want, you know, magic missile, shield, and, you know, charm person. Maybe they want those 3. Dun, dun, dun. These 3 and 1, I think, from here. And then if you go to combat mode now, you've got all your spells ready to go, pre-statted out with the saving throws, the effect for paralyzation if you hold someone. It's all kind of preset, ready to go. And I think they have, if I scroll up some more, we're at potion of healing. They've got 2 potions of healing, and that's even preloaded in. So pre-gens, very, very nice. And we have a bunch of them. So we have a wizard, a cleric, a monk, fighter, bard, and rogue. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff. And I think in this particular case, I think they might all be githyanki.